Hey, yo, what's happening, fool? It's Rosenberg.
What?
Yeah, you already know. What?
Why are you talking like that?
Cause my cousin.
Hey.
Yo, this motherfucker's
Listen.
hard on this radio.
I'm telling you right now, I'm having fun. We making fun of West Coast
we
accents and slang.
We ain't making fun of West Coast nothing for the
I
record, man.
love West
Yeah, we
Coast.
do.
I'm telling you about since junior high school. I was always on my West Coast shit. Always had the tapes, NWA. I always say this that people that know, I don't travel in a car more than 4 hours without that Dog Pound album.
That's
that
crazy.
Dog Food album.
Yeah, classic.
I go in the car if I'm driving to Toronto, I'm like, where's
And then
Where's
the
my Dog
natural
Pound album?
natural progression of that lineage is this young man right here,
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle.
What up,
Nipsey
man?
Hussle.
Thank y'all for having me. Yeah.
Yo, you bring some copies of your CD. I'm trying to sell them joints on eBay.
For sure, we could get that done. I ain't mad at you. They actually on the way. I had to get
what's
a hotel in
going on?
Jersey last night.
What's up with this
The
CD?
$100 album.
Yeah. It's called Crenshaw, and it's like, you know, the world's first $100 album in the history of recorded music. That's how I'm campaigning it. But we sold it for $100. We gave it away free online too, so it's a choice, you know.
That's
but,
what I'm saying though. Like I got it offline. Did I fuck up?
Nah, it's,
Yes.
you just not a part of the Proud to Pay campaign. You just downloaded it for free. I gave it to that piff.
So it's an actual album CD
Yeah,
for $100.
exactly. The hard copy with the
All
pictures, and it also double as a access to a concert we throwing. It's like
No, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
for sure.
And
for sure.
and if you're a woman, and you pay $100, Nipsey will personally fuck you if you buy the CD.
Oh wow.
That's real. No, it's $100. You get your money's worth.
Yeah,
you have to last at least 15.
I can't co-sign that one.
You have to
know what I'm
last
saying?
15 minutes
I
with
gotta
each one.
check you out first. You know, we gotta see what you looking like.
How many have you sold? How many have you sold?
Man, we sold 1,000 the first day. You know, and we had to re-up the order. Since then, we've been doing most of the units offline off
You
the
sold
website.
1,000 the first day?
Yeah, we sold 1,000 of them the first day.
How do you think to do $100?
You did that? Was it your
CD?
thought?
I mean, amongst myself and my team, you know, I got a company I'm a co-founder and owner of, All Money In, No Money Out, and it's like 3 other people: George Paniche, my brother Black Sam, Fats, and Adam.
Literally your brother?
Yeah, my real brother.
Your real brother.
Yeah, you'll think we twins. He look just like me. Same name, same last name. Not same name, but mother and father, my real brother, yeah.
So, and you guys all together. He knows what I was saying, because sometimes
know.
black people just say brother, and
No,
you never
it's
know.
crazy. You have to go through the 3 same name,
Say- yeah,
same
yeah.
mother, same father.
You gotta lay it all out.
My real brother, yeah.
So, you guys all have this idea. You're like, let's sell a $100 CD.
Yeah, I read a book, man. One of my homies, Big Bob Francis, he like one of my mentors. He put me on certain books and just give me game and shit stuff outside of like rap music and all that. And he put me on a book called Contagious. And the second chapter was talking about this restaurant chain in Philly that started selling $100 cheesesteaks. And it made all type of people mad, but it also got all type of press and publicity, you know what I'm saying?
Like, why would it be $100?
Exactly.
Go check it.
Exactly. You know, and it ended up on Oprah, on David Letterman, on all these big outlets and stuff. So I was like, the whole book is about like what make things go viral. You know what I'm saying? And so when I read that, I put the book down. I'm like, we're gonna do physicals and we're gonna sell them for $100. And we're gonna do a pop-up shop in LA. And my team was like, well, you gotta justify the price. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make it a concert experience also. And that's what it was.
So how many concerts will you do?
I'm gonna do one concert to start, you know. This for the 1,000 people that bought it, the first 1,000 that bought it, they gonna get access to the concert. You can't buy tickets to the concert. It's gonna be exclusively for the people that jumped on it the first day.
This is in LA.
Yeah, it's gonna be in LA. We sold majority of the units in LA. Yeah.
How rough is a Nipsey Hussle concert in LA?
Man, it's cool, man. It ain't
People
even
are cool in there.
Yeah, like originally when I first came in the game, my first song was Hustle in the House. I was damn near gangbanging. It was like an anthem for my neighborhood. But it just got a lot of exposure. We shot a video. The video ended up on MTV. We was pushing it. So at that point, you know, it was never problems. It just sometimes, you know, people wouldn't come because they knew the whole hood was gonna be there. My whole area was gonna be at my show. So certain
Like
girls,
real bitches that went to Crenshaw High.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You know, that's a clip from the mixtape. I could tell he listened to the mixtape. You know what I mean? Nah, but at the beginning it was kind of rough. But I learned fast that, you know, I can't exclude people with my music. So you say certain things, you're going to automatically make other people not be a part of it. So that was my first, the second mixtape, Bullets Ain't Got No Names, Volume 2. I done like 4 projects since then. We done a lot of videos, a lot of press. I think, you know, what they recognize me for now is not just my gang affiliation and where I come from. It's more like the music, what I mean to the game and stuff like that.
Well, I was telling Ebro earlier that we were talking about where you exist generationally in West Coast hip hop, and I was saying that like you sort of predate, not in terms of they were working, but in terms of the sound of LA, you predate the black hippie movement. Because I'd say for like up to like what 5 years ago already, when I would go to LA, you were in mix show rotation. Like at night, you'd hear these random Nipsey Hussle records I didn't even know that weren't getting played. So you've become a fixture on nighttime radio. I mean, daytime, some of your records
like
too.
The Snoop, like the videos with like Snoop, like not even, I don't even want to say co-signing, like just like almost handing over like the crown or like the giving you like full, like this is my homie right here, like
Snoop.
And you know Snoop love everybody,
Yeah.
but he gave you the extra. Fuck with this dude.
Yeah, Snoop came to the block when I shot Hustle in the house. He came on Bryanhurst and 63rd, which is, you know, a place most celebrities and icons not gonna feel safe at. But he came through, and you know the city and the whole world loves Snoop, so everybody show love. But since then, he always been, you know, a supporter, and his influence is vast. So by him being like this the homie, and you know what I mean, inviting me to get on records with him, and he put me on his album Malice in Wonderland. You know, so you know that's the homie. And, you know what I'm saying? Again,
It doesn't hurt that he also looks like he could be your biological father.
Yeah, man. You know, they say that. I get that a lot, man.
Yeah, y'all look
I mean,
similar.
did you? No disrespect, but did you talk to your mom? Did you have a side conversation?
Make
with
sure
her?
she never
Are you
hung out
sure?
with
If you
Snoop.
see my pops, you'll understand. Like I'm
So maybe-
African. My pops from Africa.
I'm about to say, what country are you originally
my
from?
pops, I'm from America. I'm from LA. I grew up out here, but my dad from Eritrea. It's a country in East Africa. It bordered the Red Sea.
Yes.
We're not stupid.
Yes, Eritrean women are supposed to be
Oh, man, I
quite
met one in
lovely.
London
Quite
this
lovely.
weekend.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
they Eritrean?
Her ass was
Shout out to her.
crazy fat.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, she was like, "You don't know what I am." I said, "Yeah, y'all be beefing with Ethiopia." And she was like, "What?
Oh,
Like,
oh,
show
oh.
me your ass."
Show me. That's a weird way to handle that. Hold on. So, but I was gonna say, you also look a little like Ethiopian. Do Eritreans and Ethiopians
Yeah,
look
they
similar?
look
They're
similar.
next door to each other.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I was just saying to you about how I always confuse what people are if they're really close to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same people. That's a border thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
at the
they're
end
the
of
same
day.
people, right?
Yeah, it's like LA and Inglewood. It's a border. It's a line.
It's the whole world. It's Jews
It's
and Palestinians.
everywhere.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
New York and New Jersey.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, everywhere.
fucking Maryland and Virginia.
That
It's
part.
all the same shit.
Exactly. You know, so if you count the border, yeah, we different, and it's, you know, a conflict over the border, but the people is the same
All look the
people.
same.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's beautiful. So we were talking about this off the air a little bit. You had some business situations that forced you to sort of hit the reset button.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could say that your momentum sort of slowed a bit, and now you've had this new project that's got energy going again, and people are talking about it. What's the plan? Because I mean, the West Coast is coming back strong.
Yeah.
You're a guy, like I said, who kind of predates when it was really doing.
I kind of actually, it's weird to say, but it's good that this happened because now the West Coast is bubbling. So you right on top
You
of
almost
it.
get a nice.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of. Is it kind of nice to get the reset a little bit?
I mean, you know, I came in when I was like 22, you know what I'm saying? I was fresh out the county jail, you know. My goal originally was to stay independent, but some things happened in my life to where I had to hop on an opportunity. I was on the run when I signed my deal. You know, I couldn't really go outside. I couldn't be in LA like that. My crime Lil Shady Blue was in jail for some shit that they was looking for me for, you know what I mean? So my mind was just on, you know, survival. It really wasn't, I didn't have the right understanding of the game, and I just jumped in it. And, you know, the opportunities presented themselves and I ran with it, but my foundation wasn't really solid enough. Like, I didn't understand the objective. I didn't understand the business. You know, I had people around me that were smart people, like John Shapiro, Jim McDaniels, Steve Lobel, Big U. That was my original team. They kind of like walked me in the game. But myself, I wasn't, you know, at the level I'm at now as far as understanding what the objective is, what the asset is, you know, what's really real about the game and what the bullshit is, you know. So I think at that time, you know, I was just like, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to just be raw me. And if they fuck with it, they going to fuck with it. But now, you know, I understand what makes money. I understand, you know, what the objective of this whole thing is. I was on a major label. I understand, like, radio, you know. I understand audience. I understand, you know, retail. So I think I look at it like I went to college, you know, I educated myself, you know. I was always, like, rap is what I do. I'm good at it. When I focus on it, I can make incredible records, you know what I mean? It's just about getting my life to a point where I could really focus on it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I own everything now. I own my own company, you know what I mean? I ain't done a publishing deal. I own my own studio, you know what I mean? So I had the means to produce. I got the understanding. I got the relationships in the game.
So you've also made some money too.
Yeah, you know.
You were able to do some nice stuff for yourself. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you know, touring has always been my main cash cow, you know, because once we start putting out mixtapes and getting notoriety, we start getting booked. So even when we
do
weren't,
a lot of shows like that.
yeah, most definitely. You know, I done toured the world for the past 5 years. Every year we toured the world, and it got bigger recently, you know. But we able to eat. We started businesses up. I got a streetwear line, the Crenshaw Marathon clothing thing, and we got stores in LA with that. So we was always able to eat, and we was hustlers before the game. So
if you're always able to eat, how are you so skinny?
What do you eat?
I mean,
do you actually forget to actually eat?
Nah, man. You know, I guess that's my metabolism. You know what I'm saying? I'm an African.
Let me borrow
bro.
some of that.
Yeah, you know.
He's African.
Yeah, you know. But on the grinding side, you know, I think we in a great position. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got nobody in my pockets. I ain't got no middleman between me and my fan base. You know what I mean? We got to a level that we at off grinding. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to do a lot of things. No disrespect. A lot of other artists had to do, sign to people, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I mean, you did do it.
No, I'm saying other artists. You know,
now
what I
you
mean?
have now you don't have to do it.
Yeah, I meant like other artists. I didn't mean a label. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
oh right.
Oh, got you.
You know what I'm saying? Again, no disrespect. I just feel like you got to give up percentages to do that. And so
I mean, some of these cats out here, some of these radio hosts even, some motherfuckers got their own program director on the show.
Yeah,
you know,
bitch asses like us. No, I feel you. That puts you in a great spot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the West Coast position right now? Obviously,
I'm like
monstrous here.
Like I would say, I'm always a West Coast fan, but right now it's sounding right.
I mean, you have on one side you have the Black hippie movement, which is
Wait, you
awesome.
tell me what you like first, and then I want to.
I know them dudes. I know J-Rock. I know Kendrick. I know Ab-Soul. I know Top Dog. You know, we was on tour in like 07 with Game, fighting in the club with dudes and shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, and it was all like, we was all grinding. Them niggas from the projects, they from the Nickersons, you know, Kendrick from Compton. So like, they deserve it. You know, they worked for that. Them niggas wasn't giving.
So where are you from?
I'm from the 60s. I'm from Crenshaw and Slauson. That's like the west side of South Central.
So Crenshaw is a street, but then there's also a neighborhood.
The Crenshaw district is an area.
Right.
But the street Crenshaw
goes
from
it's like Flatbush.
Yeah.
A street and a neighborhood.
And an area, yeah. You know, Crenshaw, it's a lot of gangs off Crenshaw from like Adams to Imperial.
How far are you? If you're on Crenshaw, if you're in your neighborhood in Crenshaw, how far are you from Compton?
You gotta get on the freeway. You probably like 30, 20 minutes, you know. That's like, I guess, the same difference as the boroughs, you know.
On the 101 or 405?
Nah, you can get to Compton from the 110 to the 105, or you can get to Compton from go down Crenshaw to the 105.
All right, I'm gonna write these down as things I don't want to do.
Nah, Compton is love, man.
Stay
LA
on the
is love
highway.
too, man, you know. You good.
What about like YG and Mustard?
They're my homies, man. Shout out to YG and Mustard. We clicked up in LA. We got a movement. Push ain't all money in.
Is it a movement though? Like,
man,
has everybody? Not, I know you didn't have a meeting, but is everybody really repping for the other cats coming from the West
them
Coast?
Niggas be at my studio. I'll be at their studio. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's feeling
YG
good
can come
right
to
now.
our hood. He's a blood. He from Paru. He can come to the 60s. I can go over there. I've been over there with my jewelry on and being myself, and they, you know, they respect it. They love it. I was unheard of. You couldn't do that. You know, so it's different right now. Not to say it's like a gang treaty, a peace treaty. It's not that, but they know we pushing for the city. Right. So, you know, the streets behind it, and they respect it.
I want to ask you this. I had a conversation with Schoolboy Q recently. It was me, Schoolboy Q, and this producer, director friend of mine who is a nerdy. You think I'm a nerdy white guy who likes rap. He makes me look like you. I'm Nipsey Hussle compared to him.
That's right.
And we were talking about West Coast hip hop, and the references he was throwing at Q, who was a couple years younger than you, from the West Coast, from the hood. His interest in West Coast rap is so different than some of us nerdy, suburban.
Whose interest? Q's? Q-Boy?
His interest was different than my friend's.
Right.
Because my friend goes, he was like, man, and this even went beyond me. Like I said, he was beyond me. He's older than me too. He's like, man, when I heard Ice-T, and Q was like, none of us were listening to Ice-T. Like, no one knows that shit. Like, no disrespect. He was like, I know Ice-T's the OG, but like, no one knows that shit. And he was like, oh, MC8's album. We talked about MC. He liked some MC8 shit, but there was a major disconnect between what older hip hop sort of how can I describe it? geeks, basically, what we consider to be like definitive West Coast music.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm curious what like cats your age really were listening to and admire. Besides the obvious, we know everyone loved Doggy Style and The Chronic and shit like that. But beyond that, what was the shit that y'all were listening to?
I mean, we grew up in the '90s, so you know we missed the '80s. We was kids, probably babies at that time. I don't even know if Q was. You say a couple years, so he was around.
He's 25. Q's 25.
Yeah,
I think.
so he's an '80s baby, but. You know, we grew up in the '90s, so it was like Tupac, Snoop, Dogg Pound, DJ Quick.
I was gonna say Quick.
Quick seemed to he's one that bridges the gap. I feel like with both.
Always.
Yeah, you know, Quick was a producer and a rapper himself, and he was clearly West Coast, but he was respected by like all type of other genres to where he'd get in with a Jay-Z or with a different type of artist.
Do you see Quick around?
Yeah, he makes one of my singles recently. You
really?
Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Most def. Shout out to Quick for that.
Does he do quite well? Is he good to go?
Man, Quick a legend. He's straight, man.
He's straight.
I don't think he get the credit he deserve, even though they hold him in high esteem. I think he deserve a lot more credit than what he get.
He's not a credit hound though.
He not a
you know
not a fame junkie.
Yeah.
He not a fame junkie.
Yeah, no Quick. Like he just likes to make music. Like he ain't in it just to get the credit. Like if he's gonna make a hot song, he's gonna make a hot song, and that's that. Like.
And he like a scientist. He like a true music dude. Like he'll talk to you about frequencies and about the right mic for your tone of voice, and that's the contribution he'll make. So a lot of that you don't get accolade for that.
Yeah.
Like you hear improvement in quality, but you don't really get the, they don't have a BET award for that.
It's not tangible.
Exactly.
Schoolboy Q told me I believe and Q, if I'm misquoting you, I apologize, but I believe he told me he had never listened to America's Most Wanted in full. Have you, Nipsey Hussle?
Nah.
Never listened to America's Most Wanted?
Nah, I haven't.
See, that's kind of flabbergasting.
I know how important it is. I know it was one of the first debut albums that got 5 mics from the source. So I kind of like know it's a necessary record. But
you don't want to?
Nah, not even that. It was the production on it was a sound.
So not like the rest of the shit.
Yeah, that was like Bomb Squad and like Public Enemy.
This guy doesn't know his shit though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for us, it was like we look for the Today Was a Good Day sound when we think of Ice Cube.
So when you think of Ice Cube's first album, we think of it as like a ill West Coast album.
Yeah.
Does the West Coast not really look at it like as a West Coast album?
It's not a West Coast album.
I know it is because it's Ice Cube, but the sound wasn't what was happening on the West Coast.
The songwriting, he had songs on there that was clearly L.A. And it was the whole concept of the album was L.A. But number one, it came before us. Like we caught Lethal Injection and we caught West Side Connection, Ice Cube, and we love him for that.
I know, and we were proud, and a lot of people here, not you because you're Captain West Coast, and I mean I am to a degree too, but. And a lot of people here, by the time Ice Cube was the West Side Connection, people out here were already foot out. They were already they knew the singles, but no one was sitting there popping the West up or some of those
that was
records.
a soundtrack on the bus. You go on the way to school. That was like Bow Down and all that.
Bow Down and West Up.
What? That was like your soundtrack, and that was your shit. You know what I'm saying? But America's Most Wanted. Like I studied the source.
91, is that 91?
I was 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, so. I'm glad your parents didn't play that for you. It's a bit aggressive.
I went back to it and heard it, and I understand why it was classic, but it wasn't something that it wasn't my favorite. Just production.
But Chronic was. My guess, the prediction, Chronic was 92, and yet I guess it's a different level. You probably know Chronic well, right?
Yeah, Chronic was commercial. Chronic changed like the sound.
So it stayed out there and people always played it.
Yeah, Chronic. You didn't have to try to. You didn't try to have to listen to that. You walk down the street and you gonna hear it.
Right.
It wasn't like you had to go buy that CD.
That
shit was in the world.
Were you for this conversation yesterday?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Who just said that? Was it Ebro? Who was saying that?
Who we interviewed yesterday?
Someone we talked to yesterday.
You don't need to buy it. Oh, Donald Glover, Childish Gambino.
Oh, Donald Glover was saying that. He was like, man, he said his dad would always say, he'd be like, Dad, why don't you have Michael Jackson albums? And his dad would be like, we don't need to buy the Michael Jackson album. You just live life.
That's everywhere.
It's just part of life.
And that's like, I think the gauge of real success, like the charts is one thing and SoundScan is one thing. But when you can't avoid the music, you go down the street, people playing it out their car.
Some kind of diamonds just fell.
Oh,
some kind of
Nah, my chain.
Oh, your chain. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it came out your pocket.
Nah,
I didn't want you to think we robbed you and then we would not be alive anymore.
Nah,
I like living.
No, it's like when you get to blurred lines level, right? You didn't have to know blurred lines. Like you didn't have to ever be like, you heard that Robin Thicke song? You didn't even have to know who it was.
Right. You know that song.
That song was just part of life.
It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that's pretty cool.
Who were you listening to that in your time when you were like, I want to rap? Like, what was like that major influence?
Snoop, Dr. Dre, them first albums. It made it. Them weren't the ones that made me say I'm gonna rap, but it was like rapping is tight. These dudes, and it was like them niggas is just like us. They riding their bike down the street on a beat up block. You know what I'm saying? And that's on TV. That's cool. Like it made it to where like it was realistic. Like we didn't have to switch up or change or nothing. We could be ourselves and probably win.
What do you think is the most realistic of the hood LA movies from the early 90s?
I swear to God, I was just thinking that.
Partners, man.
Most realistic?
Yes.
I was going to say favorite.
Both, either one.
Most
favorite
realistic.
and realistic. How about both?
I mean, I think they did a good job with Menace and Boys in the Hood. Both of them, like that was filmed in the Jordan Downs, Menace to Society. That's a real project, Grape Street's hood, and you know what I'm saying, that's a real situation. And then Boys in the Hood was filmed on the West Side on Crenshaw, and that's real locale and real situations. They didn't go into detail with like particular gangs, like they were just being vague about the gangs and all that, but it was dramatized, you know what I'm saying? But you got characters like that in the hood. That's like,
what about the scene in because Boys in the Hood has the Crenshaw scene,
yeah,
right?
When they
the
start
night,
shooting.
Yeah, the night on Crenshaw.
That's real.
How close is that to life?
That's authentic. You be at the gas station pumping your gas, niggas start busting on you. You know, cause we got gas stations that be like Club Arco or Club Shell. Like where you at? Meet me at Club Arco. Niggas will pull up to Arco, be 50 thick. Bitches will be out there.
I don't.
Yeah,
it's like another country. It's literally it's so
but
not
it's a
East
car
Coast.
culture in LA. So
right.
that's where you
It's
pull
a driving city.
Period. So you know you want to be in your car. You want to be seen in your car. You don't want to be in the club standing with it. You want to be in your car with your music playing, sitting on your trunk or something. You know what I mean? Smoking your weed, and you get
so like your first car. What were you playing? Like what CDs?
I was playing Juvenile, 400 Degrees. I was playing Savage Life, Webby. I got a car when I was 15. I bought an 85 Colors. And that's what I was playing. You know what I'm saying? I was playing.
He's G.
I know he's from.
Nah, that was a $500 car. So that was, you know what I mean?
But you made it. Did you make it nice?
Nah,
it was
I put beat in it. I put music in it. You know, I ain't never painted. I kept a stash for my 380, and that was that. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with my parents' Taurus.
Exactly.
I had the stash for the 380.
Most definitely.
Nothing. Now, granted, the stash was just the thing you lift up in the middle, and it doesn't even have a cover
rest.
on it. It was just the arm rest. You can move it. I'm like, Mom, I'm bad. I left the 380.
Nah, we was stupid though. We used to put the guns under the hood. I don't know what we was thinking, that we wasn't going. The police wouldn't pop the hood one day, but you know, thank God we never got caught. Well, I didn't get caught in my car with no guns, but
you got caught other places for other things.
Yeah, being stupid, you know, and that ain't nothing to
like
brag
stupid.
about.
Yeah, don't ever go back.
I used to think that, you know, I'm not getting jacked, I'm not getting banged on, I'm not getting disrespected. And the only way to really, really guarantee that is to keep a gun in LA, because you know numbers.
But the funny thing is, keeping a gun
put you in jail,
or sometimes brings that energy.
Yeah, but me, I wasn't that type of dude. I wasn't like, you wouldn't even know I had my cannon on me, because I was probably going to the studio. But we had to catch a bus through 5 different hoods to get to the studio.
How real was the mentality in Menace to Society? I know it's such a suburban, stupid question to ask, but I'm as close as I ever got to it. In Menace to Society, when Kane's cousin Harold gets jacked, he has the gun, and he's like, Kane, get out the car. I ain't going out like that. Me, I'm, of course, just like, get out of the car. You lost that one. Clearly, they got you. Like, you got caught. It's over. When you see that, does your mentality understand what his character was thinking of, I'm not going out like that? Like, is that a common mentality thing that you'd be like, I'd rather try to go for my gun as opposed to just looking like a sucker and getting jacked?
I mean, your resume, everything, and I'm sure everywhere too, your resume, and you know what I'm saying, once you get jacked, you got jacked. And that's official, that's permanent. You can't really like, or once you got robbed, or once you got, like, you know, you did some buster shit.
But does that mean you're more suspect to just more bad shit happening?
No, it just means you can't ever act like you some type of tough nigga or some type of hard nigga no ever again, because in a moment of you feeling yourself, nigga, I'm like, nigga, shut your bitch ass up. Niggas robbed you for your chain or your car, nigga, shut up. and get at you like a. And
She's even art. For someone like me, my instant mentality is like, all right, I can live with that. Like, I'll be that guy then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy then.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right. I did get it that time. Yo, what we doing like?
Exactly. But it's different when like
it's your life.
I know, and I can't identify with that. And I'm sure like it's a protectiveness. You feel that you want to like have that toughness to protect you almost to a certain extent.
And it's crazy because like it sound ignorant, but you gotta make niggas know that you'll kill them for them to respect you in LA. If niggas don't know that the fucking with you or disrespecting you might lead to them getting killed, you liable to have a rough time.
All right, this is
in
the hood.
In gang culture, like your homies gonna get at, like it's crazy, but it's 2014. It's to a level where it's like, it's a murder gang, and if niggas don't fear that you gonna go all the way with them, you gonna have a different experience. So you might not even have to. They just might have to feel like he retarded. He leave that dude alone. He'll go do life behind his respect. He'll go throw his life away surely, no questions asked behind.
That is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, but you got a gang of tough niggas and a gang of hard niggas in the same place, and it's like that's what. It ain't even a money thing. It's like it's a lot of niggas with money, but the nigga that when he walk in, the reputable nigga from any area, he gonna get the respect. Not the dude with all the money. It's gonna be the nigga that got the most. And it ain't about being dumb or stupid. It's just about he's solid. It's crazy ass place we living in. He never folded under these circumstances. This wild ass. And he never got packed out at a party, or he never turned down no phase, or he never went to the county jail and didn't bang. He always was himself. You know what I'm saying? And they respect that because they know how crazy it is in the city.
So
but again, I think that's something that should be worked on because it lead people to throwing their life away, and they be doing life.
That's a hard thing to work on.
You have kids?
I got a daughter. Yeah, I got a 4-year-old daughter. Yeah.
If you had a son, would you be seriously bummed out if your son ever had to have any understanding of that shit?
I would feel like I failed if he felt like he had to be a part of it. Most definitely. But I would give him an understanding because he one generation removed. You know what I'm saying? And so I couldn't lie or fake it, but I would feel like I failed as a father.
If he had to even ever think about that mentality,
or even be like, I'm gonna be from the hood. I'm gonna get put on the hood. I would feel like I failed because if you do your job as a father, your son ain't gonna have them thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, not to say my pops didn't do his job, but he from Africa. You know what I'm saying? He was living in the jungles on a dead end street. You know what I mean? And he like, we just stay in an apartment. It's good, But when it wasn't like his generation. He grew up out there, and he like, this the spot where we living at, and it's cool. We got food in the house and everything good. But we going to the store.
So what happened when you started getting into that culture? Did he flip on you?
Nah, like my mom and pops divorced, and I was living with my mom. My mom stayed on 60th Street. My dad stayed in the jungles, which is a blood neighborhood. 60th is the rolling 60s. So, as I got like 13, 14, you go through yo, I'm a man stage, and you be like, for a time, sometimes you just be like, I'm avoiding ride my bike and go to the park and swim. You know what I mean? Do kid shit, but then you conscious of the shit because it's around you and you see older niggas in it. And then you be like, I ain't gonna be no victim. You know what I'm saying? And then you start just having a mentality of like not going for shit. And then niggas be like, man, you one of us. You would, you know what I mean? You like us, nigga. You should just, and then you be like, you get into some shit, niggas have your back, or, you know what I mean? Some niggas pop on or come through and shoot at some niggas that showed you love and you take it personal. You know
this is getting very deep. When we supposed to be talking about music.
Yeah, man. Segue into the Crenshaw album or something, man.
All right, so one more time.
Yeah.
This $100 album.
Yeah.
You no longer.
I feel bad that I downloaded it now.
Nah, man, it was. I wanted you to download it and hear it
I got it from
first.
Dat Piff. It was.
Yeah.
They had a picture.
Ciph,
that was official too, man. We gave it to Dat Piff as the official link, so that was cool. You ain't do nothing wrong.
Right,
but if you fuck with it and it made
I
fuck
with it. I listened to it the whole flight to and from London.
That's love, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to go sit with this album. It
the
sounds pretty
Sade
cool.
one.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's favorite, man. Thank you.
Yo, that because I love Sade, and no one ever flips her samples right.
Yeah.
And that record is tough.
Which record do you flip?
It was
if you were mine.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know the name of the original record. She's saying If You Was Mine. James Fowler just walked in the studio and he was doing it. He like, you gotta let me sing on that. So he on there too. He's singing like in the hook and all that. It's produced by a dude from Canada named Jiggy Hendrix.
Yo, so Nipsey, thank you, man. It's been really informative.
Nah,
and,
thank you.
You've been holding it down for a minute. We appreciate you.
Yeah, all the time. Look, y'all been big supporters from day one, so
you already know.
Thank you.
All right, bro.
For sure.
He didn't bring no In-N-Out burger.
No, well, you ain't eating In-N-Out burger.
Man,
Look
that
at him.
shit have been